Hi guys, welcome to the boardroom. Today we are here to talk about wellness. So far I've only talked about nutrition, which is just a small part of the journey. We are going to go through the other three aspects: a healthy mind, body, and soul. I prefer to train it in a different order. I prefer to train the body first, and then the soul, and then you kind of learn how to control your mind rather than training it. So nutrition is a huge portion of changing your body, but it's not everything. We do need a good training plan as well. I'm going to show you the average lifespan of somebody new that's starting to work out. We get results in the beginning for the first 6 weeks, and then it kind of tapers off, and then they kind of quit because they stop seeing results. Right here is the Plateau Effect, and it's around the 6-week mark. We can break through these plateaus if we know how, and it's just about having a good program. Here I have a graph, and on the bottom we have time, and up here we have results. Now, as human beings, we are literally the most impatient creatures on earth. If we don't see results right away, we don't even want to do it anymore. Unfortunately, we have to wait for the exponent of time to kick in. And this is the way it works. Slow, steady, and then all of a sudden it starts to ramp up, and then it really ramps up. Now, this applies to many areas in our life. If I eat an extra piece of pie today, am I going to get fat? No, chances are probably not. If I eat a piece of pie tomorrow, am I going to be fat? Probably not. Well, what about a month from now? If I eat pie every single day for a month, extra pie that I didn't burn off, not so much. But as I continue, eventually it really starts to add up. Same thing with smoking. If somebody has one cigarette today, are they going to die? Probably not. What if they have one tomorrow? Probably not. As it goes on, months turn into years, your chances of risk just go up. At the gym, it's the same thing. In the beginning, the results happen pretty quickly, and then they taper off. And they stay tapered off for quite some time. It's literally probably about 6 months before you get to here. Unfortunately, as human beings, most of us don't make it that far. Here's the 6-week mark here, and that's where we quit. We would rather quit than fail. And most people are just too impatient to ever get there. This goes the same with wealth as well, if you are building wealth. We're going to put in a picture of Warren Buffett's wealth here. And please note that most of his life was slow and steady, and then it ramped way up. Please notice what number is way up here. I have designed this program with two things in mind: progressive overload and volume. So we're going to talk about volume for a second. Volume equals weight times reps times sets. I'm not going to bore you with too much math, but if I lift 10 pounds 10 times, that's 100 pounds of volume. Okay, so I've created an 8-phase system, and this goes with my nutrition. I never sell one without the other. They always come together. So we have 8 phases. Now, in the beginning, everybody wants to go straight into, like, say, a phase 4 style workout. I like to start nice and slow. We always want to just do enough work to get results. You never want to do too much work, because then you got to do too much work next time. So in phase 1, this is the first 6 weeks of the program. We do one exercise for all your body parts. So we're going to have one chest exercise, one back exercise, one shoulders exercise, one legs, one triceps, one biceps, and one abs. And we're gonna do 3 sets of 15. So essentially, in phase 1, we're only gonna do 1 exercise for each body part. This is enough to see results, trust me. Now, in 6 weeks, this is gonna kind of go stale, and we're gonna have to increase the volume. I don't wanna increase how much time I'm spending working out though. The reason I designed this was to be efficient and to get in and get out. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 exercises in phase 1, and there's only ever 8 exercises down here. So I'm gonna show you how to increase the volume without spending more time or really working any harder. So after 6 weeks, we're gonna switch it up a little bit. We're now gonna break the body into half. We're gonna do a push day and a pull day, where we're gonna do half our body one day and half our body the next day. Except we're gonna do 2 exercises for each muscle. So basically, if we were to do this, and now add an extra exercise, we'd be at 200 pounds of volume for all 7 muscles, okay? Again, this is gonna be good for 3 weeks. Sorry, my bad, 6 weeks. 6 weeks later, we're now gonna go to a 3-day split program. We're gonna break this up into push, pull, and legs. And now we're gonna do 3 exercises for each body part, but we're gonna be breaking it up over 3 days instead of the 1 day we had here. So because there's 3 exercises, that's basically 300 pounds of volume all the way down. So now when we get to phase 4, we're gonna be doing a 4-day split program. And this is where most people wanna start. I used to interview people all day long when they were just joining the gym. And I would say, when was the last time you worked out? And they would say, oh, it's been about 6 months. I'd say, great. What are you planning on doing? And they would say something like, well, today I'm gonna do back and biceps. Tomorrow I'm gonna do legs. The day after that, I'm gonna do chest and triceps. And I'm like, well, okay, so what are you gonna do on your chest day, let's say? So they're gonna say, well, for chest, I'm gonna do a bench press. I'm gonna do butterflies or chest flies. I'm gonna do the pec deck, push-ups, and then I'm gonna do a tricep extension and close grip bench press. And I say, okay, you can start there. You really don't have to though, because look where you've just started yourself. You've got bench press, 300 pounds of volume. Flies, 300 pounds of volume. 100 pounds of volume. Pec deck, 100 pounds of volume. Push-ups, 100 pounds of volume. Tricep extension, 100. And close grip bench, 100. So on your first day out, you've done 4 exercises totaling 400 pounds of volume just for your chest. Working harder does not mean you're gonna see more results. It actually means you've wasted 6 weeks of results. You've wasted 6 weeks of results. You've wasted 6 weeks of results. And now you're working as hard as I will, quite some time, but you've wasted all these results. Because if you start here, where are you gonna go in 6 weeks? Or are you gonna go anywhere? Most people don't know how to get out of this, and that's why we have the 6-week climax, plateau, and they quit. We see this every single January in the gym. Every single January for about 6 weeks, it is packed. And then it dies down. Why? Because people came, they saw results, they stopped seeing results, and they quit. 14% of people stick with working out for longer than 6 months. And those are the people who decided to get some education and learn exactly what it was they were doing. This program is designed to take one step further the entire time. So we're always going to be jumping by just enough. 500, 600, 700, 800. And now, once we get to this, once we get up to 800 pounds of volume, what do we do then? There's something called supercompensation. This is where your muscles supercompensate to a workload. So say I've been working out all year. These are all 6-week phases. And now my body is just at an immaculate shape. Like, where do I even take it from here? If I take a voluntary step back and I go back to phase 1, my body is going to supercompensate to the workload I'm doing in phase 1. My body's not going to shrink. It's just going to get used to this workload. So now by the time I come back into phase 2, I'm seeing results again. This is literally the last program you really ever need to challenge your body and keep seeing results all year long. Throw this in with the nutrition plan, I guarantee amazing results. Just amazing results. And right now I am on phase 6. I'm on phase 6 and I'm on my 3rd nutrition plan. So I started, I don't know if I got room here. I'll draw a new board. No, you know what? I'm going to leave it for now. I started eating 500 calories less, and then I brought it down to 1,000 calories less. And now I'm on my 3rd meal plan. I just added 900 calories, which is right here, still in the weight loss window. So the interesting thing is, I used to train couples, and I would have the female who wants to lose weight and the male who wants to gain weight. And I would throw them on a similar program. And they'd be like, well, we have 2 different goals. So that doesn't really make sense, does it? I'd say, no, it does make sense. Because depending on where my program is going to depend on what my body does. So I've lost weight in phase 3, and I've gained weight in phase 3, depending on what my diet was doing. If I'm in this window, I'm going to lose weight. If I go plus 500 to 1,000 calories, I'm going to gain lean muscle. This is the magic window where it all happens. You can literally do anything you want with your body. All you have to know is what you want to do. And we can create a program that works for you. This is really versatile. One chest exercise. If bench press doesn't work for you, then do a machine press, right? It could be anything, but we're still going to follow the mentality and we're still going to follow the system. Most people think that the only way to increase volume is by adding more weight. They want to get stronger. They want to put another 10 pounds on the bench press every single time. There are 4 different ways to increase volume without putting a pound on the bar. I can increase reps. I can do more reps than I did last time. And by more reps, if I did 10 reps of 100 pounds last time, and I come in and I do 11 reps this week, that's more volume, and it's enough more volume to continue seeing results. One of the other ways to add volume is to add sets. If I do 3 sets this week and I do 4 sets next week, that's also going to increase the volume. We can also increase the number of exercises, going from 1 chest exercise to 2 chest exercises to 3 chest exercises. And the 4th way to increase volume is time under tension. So if I do this workout in an hour, and then in a couple weeks, I speed it up and I do it in 45 minutes, the volume has still gone up. So there's 4 ways to challenge your body, and I haven't added a single pound to my bar. This is literally the last program you will ever need to learn. And if you want to get certified in this, if you want to learn that, I also have a certification program. For all you new personal trainers out there that really haven't touched too much on program design, this is going to take you to the next level. There is a reason for every single rep this year. And I can teach that to you very quickly. Guys, if you want to build a body you love, please book a strategy session with me today. For a limited time, strategy sessions are only $97, and I will give you a very clear direction of which way to go. There are several different programs, and it really depends on just how long you need to be on the program. They're all the same. So it's not like I've got this program and that program. This is the program. How long do you need to be on it is the question. We're going to talk for a minute about meditation, okay? I believe that if you build a strong, lean body and you train the consciousness that is behind your human mind, you can learn how to control your mind. And I think that that is truly how wellness should be taught in that order. That's at least the way I'm going to teach it. Now, somebody asked me the other day, what is the purpose of meditation? The purpose of meditation for me is inner peace, I would say would be my biggest reason. If my thoughts are just bombarding me, just a little inner peace, right? And a lot of people have a hard time disconnecting with their mind. They're just so associated with their thoughts and the story of themselves and what's going on today and what's going on yesterday and the neighbor that owes you $100, right? It's just your thoughts can become too much. So I'm going to go over just a couple different kinds of meditation, and then I'm going to touch on a very simple way to calm your mind, which I think is going to be really useful for a lot of people, especially when it comes to sleep. And I'm going to kind of give you the science of brain waves as well in behind this. So the different kinds of meditation, we have mindful meditation, which is kind of meditation with the intent of something. So the intent of changing your mood, the intent of raising your vibration, whatever your intent may be. We also have Zen meditation, which is my favorite. So this is the one where we're trying to just be still and stop the thoughts in our mind. We also have breath awareness meditation. This is very easy because you're focusing on something. And through the law of focus, you can only focus on one thing at a time truly. So if you're truly focused on your breathing, there should be no other thoughts going through your head. And as soon as other thoughts do come into your head, you just refocus on your breathing. We also have Kundalini meditation. This is where you get the energies moving through the chakras, your energy centers in your body. This is really, really cool. I teach this a little later on, and then it stems into Tantra, which is kind of sex meets meditation. Also really, really cool. Have a lot of fun teaching that. We've also got guided meditations. Guided meditations are great. Deepak Chopra is probably one of my favorite meditation teachers when it comes to guided meditations. He has got all kinds of 21-day programs. A lot of them are free, and his paid stuff is not very expensive either, $40-50. I highly recommend, if you're new to meditation, try some of Deepak's 21-day challenges. They're really going to bring you into it, and in my opinion, he's my favorite teacher. So Google, YouTube, Deepak Chopra. Guys, the list goes on and on about different kinds of meditations, and they're all really just to make us feel better. So that is really the purpose of meditation, okay? In as little as 10 minutes a day, you can reduce stress, raise your vibration, help fight anxiety, help fight depression. You can lengthen your attention span, and most of all, gain inner peace. Somebody the other day asked me, okay, how do you meditate? How do you go about stopping your mind? So I want to take you guys through a little tiny exercise right now. This might seem a little silly, but it really, really works, and it's really, really simple. So I want you to right now, for a second, try not to think any words at all. Just be still in your mind and see how long you can go without thinking anything. Chances are you haven't even made it this far. I'm going to guess you've had several thoughts since then, if you even tried. I'm going to show you a little technique that I use to calm my mind. And I'm literally, I don't do this anymore. I go like this. Essentially, I'm almost pretending that I'm stopping traffic, but I'm literally stopping my thoughts. If my thoughts are starting to piss me off or they're getting on my nerves, I will go and literally. There's no thoughts going through my head right now. And you know what? After you do this for a little while, and I get somebody to do this for a little while, you can almost feel the tension on your hands, like your thoughts wanting to come in, but you can stop them. Obviously, I don't walk down the street doing this, but I will picture myself doing this in my mind to stop my thoughts sometimes. The Buddha believed that life, the whole meaning of life was to suffer. And he suffered through his thoughts because his mind was a misery-making machine, just like a lot of ours today. It's not really what happens to you in life, it's how you perceive what happens to you in life. So for the Buddha, his whole mission was to rise above the suffering of his thoughts, his mind. So he was always trying to reach a state called nirvana. That is a state of nirvana. It's also a state of Zen, centered, wu-wei. These are all terms for a quiet mind, which the Taoists call the greatest treasure on earth. The Buddha actually believed if he could rise above his thoughts and end suffering, because that's all the suffering is you thinking about problems, he could save himself the hassle of being reborn because he beat life. He did not suffer because he chose not to give in to those thoughts. And if he could rise above reaching a state of nirvana, he wouldn't have to be born again because there's no point. I don't necessarily agree with the Buddha on that one. I'd rather see it from a Taoist point of view, which is a different philosophy, practicing acceptance. So accept the stuff that happens to you, try and learn from it. There's probably a lesson behind it, and kind of take life as it goes. And just know that every squirrel's got his nut and things are going to work out anyway, even if it's a silver lining to a pretty shitty situation. To the Buddha, he may have had 99 problems, but if he wasn't thinking of any of them, they weren't bothering him. So now that I've talked about meditation, I'm also going to talk a little bit about brain waves and different styles of thoughts and how meditation actually affects the energy inside your brain. So we have different stages. We have different brain waves. We have beta waves, which are basically the chatter inside your head. These are all beta brain waves. And then when you stop the chatter and you kind of step back, you're more in a state of observing. Those are alpha brain waves. So when we stop the chatter, we're actually switching our brain waves to alpha. And then from alpha, we slip into theta, unless the beta waves kick back in. And then from theta, this is where we're starting to fall asleep. And then delta waves are when we're sleeping. You can't go from beta waves to delta. And that's why when your mind is racing, good luck trying to go to bed. But all you've got to do, 10 minutes of meditation, stop the beta waves, let your brain move to alpha waves. From alpha waves, your brain will move to theta waves and then to delta waves. I have a fantastic sleep meditation. If you guys want to try it, click the button below and it'll take you right to the link for that. I'd also like to talk about brain waves and how they change as we evolve in life. So a newborn baby is going to have mostly theta and delta brain waves, and that's why they sleep so much. And this is going to last from when they're a newborn till they're about 2 years old. Children that are 2 to 6 years old that are mostly in theta brain waves are very into their inner world. They're daydreaming, and they're not really showing any signs of rational thinking. Between the ages of 5 and 8, this is where the brain starts to change a little bit. It starts to change into the alpha phase, and this is where they start to analyze things. But they still haven't had those annoying voices kick in yet, the beta waves. So they're still very much here and now. Through meditation, we can achieve these brain waves. They are the peaceful, relaxed, feel-good brain waves. When they turn about 8 to 12 years old and past that is when the beta waves kick in. And this is when they start getting the annoying voices in their head. And welcome to adulthood. That doesn't go away unless we learn how to change it. And I tell you, your thoughts can literally make you or break you. Most adults, most of the time, are completely unconscious. And unless you are trying to be the consciousness behind the voices in your head, you're in beta brainwaves. And beta waves cause things like panic attacks, anxiety, depression. It's all those voices that make you feel things. Your thoughts become feelings, and then it just emanates through you. For some of us, they just won't stop, and we actually think we're crazy. But like I said before, we're not crazy. It's your thoughts that drive you crazy. Believe me, I understand, and I know how to calm your mind. And I want to teach that to you so you can constantly choose to switch your brain into alpha waves and just feel good and relaxed. So I heard a story, and I believe this was from an Eckhart Tolle book. It was a story of two monks. Now, the two monks were walking along, and they were in complete silence, as they always were. But they came upon a girl in a beautiful Komodo, but she was in front of a huge mud puddle. And the one monk picked up the girl and he carried her across the puddle. And it wasn't until about 3 hours later that the one monk was like, okay, look, I can't take this anymore. I'm breaking my vow of silence. Why did you help that girl out? We're monks. We're not supposed to touch anything. We're supposed to leave everything the way it is. And the other monk looked over and he said, are you still carrying that woman? I put her down hours ago. And he kept walking his peaceful way as he always did. I want to teach you guys how to put that girl down. I get phone calls from you guys. I get phone calls, sometimes people wanting to seek revenge. I get phone calls, people that are suicidal. I know you guys would like somebody to talk to, and I am that guy for you to talk to. Book a strategy session today, and let's start your journey to wellness. Everybody's plan and path is going to be different. Almost always I suggest, let's start with the body, because we can start seeing results on the body right away. But this is not far to follow. And I really think that your mind is everything. What you think, you become. Which brings me to one more thing. Guys, should you love yourself for who you are, the way that you are, no matter what? No, you should not. You should strive to be more. I'm not happy with who I am right now. That's why I'm on a nutrition program. That's why I'm constantly taking courses. That's why I'm making these videos right now. I want to be more, and I want to help you guys be more. Join me on my journey, and let's do this together. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.